Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears and your eyes. Diva Divine Light, live from Brooklyn, New York.
With no delaying for what you saying, yo. Said it with my 9 million with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club, every while in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug, nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. Like a nigga that'll slap me with the toolie, yo. Bitch, nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, look at shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way you shake it, nigga, you wanna get all in the booty, yo. With no delaying for what you saying, yo.
Diva Divine Light.
Really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you.
You're watching Diva, the Divine Light. A fun-loving, caring, passionate person who talks about sex, celebrity, and real-life issues, and even abuse. So hit that like button and make sure you share the show.
Really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my heart to me. That's what you got for me. Good more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide. On the go ball.
Yo, 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 yo. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's good out there. Who's the first one in the building? My girl, lady. What's up, lady? How are you, mama? Good to see you, baby. Cherie, thank you for the $4.99, baby. Thank you. Good evening, Cherie. What's up, y'all? And everybody else in the background. How's everybody doing? Well, I'm back. And yes, I'm kind of whispering because I'm trying to not scream and shout and yell. I got the husband in the background. He's sleeping, so he got to get up and go to work in the next hour. So this Epstein situation is crazy out here, There's a lot of misleading information and all these things going on. It's crazy. So I just want to give you the news as I know it. And yeah, let's get to it. So let me share my screen with you guys real quick. Hold on. Okay. All right. I hope you guys can see my screen. Let me all right, guys, I'm sorry. I have my watermark on the screen, and it might cover up some of the letters, but that's what it is right now. All right, let me go back to all right, so as we know, the first batch of names from Jeffrey Epstein's client list is released. So this client list is alleged in the Virginia GIUFFRE lawsuit against Jeffrey Epstein in connection to his sex trafficking ring. Okay? And as we know, it was released Wednesday. And someone on Twitter named Senator Marsha Blackburn, she shared a tweet and she said that today's release of documents exposing part of Epstein's potential client list is a step in the right direction. But we're not done yet. She says, I'm calling on the Senate Judiciary Committee to approve my subpoena request that would unseal all of Epstein's flight logs. Okay? This is what Senator Marsha Blackburn is requesting from the Senate Judiciary Committee. She wants them to approve her subpoena request that would unseal all of Epstein's flight logs. All of it. Excuse me. She wants all of it. So, um, as we know, according to Newsweek, right, they're saying that there was 90 names that were revealed, but it's more than that. It states that including high-profile individuals who GIUFFRE accused of having sex with her while she was underage and ordered to perform sex acts with various people in power. Now, GIUFFRE accused former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, former Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell, billionaire hedge fund manager Glenn Dubin, modeling director Jean-Luc Brunel, and Prince Andrew. Now, both Brunel and Richardson are now deceased. And the first list of individuals connected to the case also includes high profile names who are not accused of wrongdoing. Now, model Naomi Campbell, she's listed because GIUFFRE was brought to her birthday party. So that's why she's listed in here, because she was at one of her events, which was her birthday party. So that's how Naomi Campbell was brought into this. She's corroborating her story by mentioning Naomi Campbell. Former President Donald Trump is mentioned because he employed her before she was poached for a masseuse position with Epstein by Ghislaine Maxwell. And then former President Bill Clinton is also noted in filings multiple times. And that's because GIUFFRE alleged that Maxwell told her that Clinton had been to Epstein's private island and believed him to be of interest. So GIUFFRE also noted that she was coerced and groomed into accepting her role in the sex trafficking ring. Now, in certain pages, she explains certain things. So she explains explained on page 828 that she had run away from home multiple times due to a rocky relationship with her parents, and that she was coerced into sex acts. And that was a claim that was noted on page 838. She also stated that there was these people that were powerful. Um, she stated that there was definitely indirect threats that you knew these people were powerful, that they had a lot of contacts, they were very wealthy, they were people you did not want to cross lines with on a bad way. And the court documents also note on page 884 that GIUFFRE referred to herself as a sex slave, and that she mainly blamed Maxwell for her hand in befriending and grooming her to be used for sex. GIUFFRE also noted that Maxwell's denial of her sexual abuse was harmful to her. She states, "She's the one who I believed, in my heart of hearts, deserves to come forward and have justice happen to her more than anybody. Being a woman, it's disgusting." And that's what GIUFFRE had to say about that. And as we know, Maxwell is serving a 20-year prison sentence after being convicted on 5 counts of underage sex trafficking related abuses. And as we know, Epstein died by hanging himself in jail in 2019. Okay. So I hope you guys can see all the names that are on the screen here. This is the list of the people. Miss Maxwell, they put Virginia Lee Roberts Giuffre, which is, I guess, herself. Kathy Alexander, Miles Alexander, James Michael Ostrich, Philip Barden, someone who was redacted, number 7. Kate Blanchett, David Boyce, Laura Booth, Evelyn Boulette, Rebecca Boylan, Joshua Berner, Naomi Campbell, Carolyn Casey, Paul Cassell, Sharon Churcher, Bill Clinton, David Copperfield, Alexandra Cousteau, Cameron Diaz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Alan Dershowitz, Dr. Mona Devinson, another one that was redacted, number 25. Bradley Edwards, who's the lawyer, Amanda Ellison, Simberly Espinoza, Jeffrey Epstein, Annie Farmer, Marie Farmer, Alexandra Fekai, Crystal Figueroa, Anthony Figueroa, Louis Free, Eric Ganny, Meg Garvin, Sheridan Gibson Butt, Robert Giuffre, Al Gore, Ross Gow, Fred Graff, Philip Gudrion, another one that was redacted, number 44. Shannon Harrison, Stephen Hawken, Victoria Hazel, Brittany Henderson, Brett Jaff, or Jaffe, Michael Jackson, Carol Roberts Kess, Dr. Karen Kutikoff, Peter Listerman, George Lucas, Tony Lyons, Bob Meister, Jamie A. Melanson, Lynn Miller, Marvin Minsky, number 60, a redacted individual. David Mullen, Joe Pagano, Mary Paluga, J. Stanley Pottinger, Joseph Ricari, Michael Ritter, Jason Richards, Bill Richardson, Sky Roberts, Scott Rothenstein, Forrest Sawyer, Doug Shoto, Kevin Spacey, Cecilia Stein, Mark Tafoya, Brent Tyndall, Kevin Thompson, Donald Trump, Ed Tuttle, Emma Vaughn, Kimberly Vaughn Edwards, Crescenda Valdez, Anthony Valdarez, Maritza Vasquez, Vicky Ward, Jared Weisfield, Courtney Wild, Bruce Willis, Danielle Wilson, and number 90, Andrew Albert Christian Edward, Duke of York. Okay. Now, all these people are mentioned somehow, some way in the documents we're going to go through. They were just there, or they said something to them, or they talked to them, they participated in things, or they just saw them somewhere. A lot of these people are not listed as abusers. A lot of these people are just to corroborate the stories. So let me go back to the front, see if anybody else is in the building. Hey, Jackie. What's up, my love? How are you, honey? Thank you, Shorty, for the super sticker, baby. What's up, Shorty Rara? Hey, Take Our Kelly. What's up, baby? I'm glad you in the building, mama. What's up, lady? Happy New Year to all you guys. Once again, it's like time comes and goes, man. You blink and you blink again, and it's already the end of the year, and then you blink again, and you're in the summertime, you blink again, and you're back to Christmas and New Year's and everything else. Time is just going by so fast. When I was a kid, I used to always be like, oh God, I can't wait till I used to be 18. Can't wait till I'm 21. Can't wait till I'm 25. Can't wait till I'm 30. Then once 30 hit, I was like, oh no, it gotta slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Now I'm 47 and I'm like, God damn, I'm going to be 60 in no time. It's crazy. We're getting older faster, guys. We're no longer spring chickens. Mm-mm-mm. So, hey, True Strong Warrior. What's up, lady? Okay, baby. All right, that's what's up, mama. Do your thing, sis. I'm glad you're in the building as well. So, I'm going to share my screen with you one last time before we get into the documents, okay? Just so we can kind of have an idea of who the people are. All right. Now, this is from the Daily Mail, right? And it says the A-list stars, the politicians, and leading figures that are named in the Jeffrey Epstein files. Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Naomi Campbell, Leonardo DiCaprio, among famous faces in the bombshell, almost 1,000 page document, right? All right. So they are part of a defamation case, okay? And this is that it was brought against Epstein and Johnson. Miss Maxwell. Miss Virginia Roberts was suing them, okay? And she was suing Virginia, as we know, that she claims that she was forced to have sex with the Duke of York 3 times in 2001 when she was 17 years old. And as we know, Prince Andrew denies that, right? So, um, let's see who we have. So we have here, let's see if I can open up the gallery, right? All right. So we have actor Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was mentioned. Okay. And then we have Miss Cameron Diaz. She was mentioned as well. And then we have Kate Blanchett. If I'm saying that right, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Then we have Miss Naomi Campbell. Right. Okay. Then we have here the Prince, Mr. Andrew. And we have here Prince Andrew once again with Virginia Roberts and Miss Maxwell. And they were allegedly in the townhouse in London. Okay. And as we know that Mr. Andrews denies this. Um, let's see if I could play this video. It's just, oh, it doesn't say, it doesn't have, and it's just showing the stuff. Okay. So these alleged sayings that were in the documents, they reached a settlement, a civil sexual assault case in New York in 2022. Prince Andrew and Virginia. All right, so here's a picture of Bill Clinton with Epstein. Here's another part of the document that we will be going over, and it speaks over here a part about Mr. Clinton. Angel Urena, somebody made a statement on Twitter, I gather, saying that President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. In 2002 and 2003, President Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane, 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, and 2 to Africa, which included stops in connection with the work of the Clinton Foundation. Staff supporters of the foundation and his Secret Service detail traveled on every leg of every trip. So he had one meeting with Epstein in his Harlem office in 2002, and around the same time made one brief visit to Epstein's New York apartment with a staff member and his security detail. He's not spoken to Epstein in well over a decade and has never been to Little St. James Island or Epstein's ranch in New Mexico or his residence in Florida. And here we have a picture of Donald Trump, Melania Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, Miss Maxwell, and they were at the Mar-a-Lago Club, Palm Beach. And Trump and Epstein spoke regularly. And this is what the documents are claiming. And this is Doug Band. And he's with Miss Maxwell at a 2007 event in New York City. So here is Doug Band. And he's one of Bill Clinton's top aides and is among more than the 100 people who will be named in court documents about Jeffrey Epstein and his sex trafficking operation due to unsealed in 2024. And then we have here Stephen Hawking pictured at a barbecue on Jeffrey Epstein's Caribbean island, Little St. James, in 2006. So which one is the Hawkins guy? The guy with the white shirt or the guy with the blue shirt? And then here we have Mr. Copperfield. Okay. Naomi with Miss Maxwell at a post-show celebration party in 2002. And then Leonardo again. And here talks about some of the stars in the document. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Blanchett, Bruce Willis, Cameron Diaz are all named in the evidence, but are not implicated in any way. So this transcript shows how Joanna Salzberg said Epstein was name dropper, but she had never met any of the stars he claimed to know. Okay. Then we have Alan Dershowitz. I don't know who this guy is here. It doesn't even say. He's one of those. I think that's I forgot he was a senator too. It's another guy. It's another one. It's Al Gore, right? It was Epstein with Prince. This is the first part of the document, which we will see. This is Miss GIUFFRE and a picture of herself when she was 17. She was a teenager herself. And I think that is it, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. All righty. Let me close out some of these things I have open here, guys. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's close that. All right. So this is pretty wild. I must say, lady says, why all the weirdos end up cutting up in South Florida so bad and getting away with it? You know, I mean, they're all over the place. No, was I covering their faces? Was I covering their faces? What do you mean? Because of my my watermark? Okay. Okay, wait. I think I have to open the window. Sorry. Let's try it again. Okay, yeah, here we go. All right, guys. Let me make sure you can. Okay. And now I hope you guys can see my screen. All right, give me a second. Let me get something to drink. They are, but look at R. Kelly Diddy. This guy right here. You know, it's a shame. All these men with power. Sorry, guys, had to walk away for a second. I'm here. Hey, Levi. What's up, brother? How are you? Levi. Your cousin's name is not in this mess. Stop it. Fucking Levi. Listen, your cousin was part of the sex trafficking thing, okay, in his own right. He got problems too, Levi. You know. But we're not bothering him today, okay? We're not bothering him, all right? Don't worry about him. You'll be all right. Let me take another piece of my chicken. I love you, Levi. You know. Steady. What's up, boo boo? What's up, baby? Takes that Kels ain't have the money or finance. And Fias? What? Skills. Use a Lancia skills to handle with these dudes. You know, take back in 2008, 2002, 2003. R. Kelly had that money. He was good. That's why he got off. Bendito, but in 2003, he ain't got that money. That's why he in jail. I mean, let's be real. Oh, you said language skills. Okay. She said language skills. I can't. I love it. Oh, Mom. Hold on one second, guys. My mom's here. Say hi, Mom.
Hey guys.
My mom came up to visit for a second. She needs my skills for a moment.
Yeah, just a moment.
Take said, nah, these people are worth billions. They own islands and subs and jets and shit. They are not renting sprinter vans and flying commercial.
Oh, good lord. A high class.
Right. Hey, Miss Mo. What's up, doctor? Yeah, you're right. You know, you're right. Take R. Kelly wasn't traveling in those circles. That's why he's in the trouble that he's in.
Making me a long one?
Yeah, is that what you want a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wasn't traveling in those same kind of circles. He had the homies around the way and his fake cousins and fake sisters and brothers and uncles around him. That's why he's in the trouble that he's in. If he would have had real people around him, they would have protected him better.
He just had special people.
She said, Levi said, take it's a new year. You ain't got to worry me.
It's done. You put up your fucking calendar?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I got my calendars up.
No, I mean the fuck it one.
My puppy one?
Fuck it.
No.
I gave you a fucking calendar.
Oh, the little, yes. No.
The little black one, yes.
No.
That's your personal
I
calendar.
didn't put that one. Yes. No, I did not. I didn't put that one up yet.
Start the year by saying I'm out of fucks already all this year.
I'm not bad. I ain't got no more fucks to give.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't give a fuck about anything that anybody else gotta say, do. I just worry about what I gotta worry about. Give me a second, guys. I will get right back with you, okay?
One moment, please.
Yes, uno momentito, por favor. So, but what do you guys think so far? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard other content creators out here talking about the situation.
In their opinion.
And yeah, in their opinion, what have you guys thought about what they've been saying lately? And do you feel like a lot of people are false advertising out here? Hey, Les Smith.
They're not reading between the lines.
What's up, baby? No, they're not reading the real documents. They're just going on conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm. They're not reading the actual. And if they do read them, they don't understand what they're reading.
Yep.
So they're confused.
They're reading things that are old that have nothing to do with what's going on right now.
They have no idea what's going on.
Right.
They're just talking off of hearsay what they hear other people say.
Off the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Love
Thank
you. Mwah.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Say bye, Mom. So, what do you guys think, right? People have been talking out here already. What have you guys heard so far? I mean, some people are saying it right and some people aren't. All right. Let's all right, let's get back into this reading. All right. Right. You're right, Miss Mo. It's crazy because there's a lot of people out here just, as you say, speculating. They're being internet trolls and making up conspiracy theories and all types of crazy shit. Like it's crazy. Levi said I should have stayed in the bushes. Now this has turned into another R. Kelly. No. We're not bashing R. Kelly. We're not doing none of that right now. Shaking my head. Something told me to stay in the bushes. Levi, you can have your opinions. Don't worry about it. We're not talking about your cousin like that, though. All right? It's cool. You can hang out. Listen, just don't get people mad. That's it. You be like, Les Smith says the former prime minister of Israel is crazy. Wow. Oh, that's who that is? One of those pictures is the former prime minister of Israel? Because I couldn't really tell who all the people were because it didn't say all their names, like underneath them. Ms. Mo says, I was in a lot of nightclubs in college, but that doesn't mean I know what was going on in every corner. Right. That's what she mentioned these people, according to some of the articles that I've read from people that have actually gone through the documents already. They're stating that, a lot of it is just like corroborating evidence. It's more so of the time and the place and the people that were there that might just remember, oh, yeah, shit, I did see that girl at the party. Yeah, she was hanging out with him. That can say, yeah, I did see that she was in the corner over there with him. Oh, yeah, I did see her dancing in the club floor with him. Or I did see them coming out of the hotel room. Or, you know what I mean? Like, just to corroborate her testimony, and the things she was saying. Yeah, a lot of these people are focusing on the wrong thing. I agree with that. The issue is the truth of the matter being trafficking on a global and political scale. The fake lists are insane. I you know, the list that's going on out there is a list of his alleged flight logs. And that's not even what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the actual unreleased documents that these girls took as depositions, as well as for Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein's case, that they put it together in the lawsuit. So all these things, these documents that were in this lawsuit came out because these things were sealed. But now the journalists have gotten together and they've put in motion after motion and got it finally to be released. And now they're showing you what was redacted and what was sealed. I was reading the transcripts. The list is one thing, but the victim testimonies, chill. Right. There's the list, and then there's now people are speculating about the list. They're like, oh, he went over to the island. But you have to think, these people, like I was just saying, Bill Clinton went over there a couple of times. Now you have to remember, what is Jeffrey Epstein's job, right? Let me give me a second. Let me show you guys. I gotta open this up. Hold on. Okay, why are you not opening? Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, here we go. No, it's probably gonna open like a million times. Check it out. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going in the background. I'm just trying to find certain paperwork. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this is okay. Yes, I'm gonna start here. Okay. All right. All right. So take what was the last thing she said? Okay. Lesman says some people are just witnesses, not actual offenders. That's correct. Also, some of those people are too rich for me to know them, apparently. A lot of those names I've only seen now, never heard of them before. Me too, girl. I was like, who's this? Who's that? I'm like, whoa, who are these people? Because the owner of Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secrets, yeah, Mr. Lexner. The testimonies read like someone else's I've seen, just heinous. Mm. The list to the island is out there, but some of the testimony talks about sex in France, New York, Florida, and parters on the island. And parts of the island. Okay. It was a worldwide sex trafficking ring. Yes. She says at Lesmont, they're crazy, but I was happy to know Maxwell had her shirt on in the picture with the Pope. Yes, ma'am. Mostly super wealthy billionaires and financiers. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, so now, for those who might not understand, let me stop this for a second. Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen here? All right. Jeffrey Epstein, his job position, his title is a financier, right? Financier or financer, however you pronounce it. Right? Now, what do you do as a financier, right? So, a person in the finance field focuses on stocks and bonds and determines good investment strategies to ensure that their finances grow with the ever changing market. So that's why Mr. Epstein had friends in high places, because he dealt with rich people who wanted to deal with to buy stocks, invest in stocks and invest in bonds, you know, and he helped them out with strategies on ways that they can grow their money. Sorry, guys, I need a sip of that. So, what is the role of a financier? Finance Financier roles are positions within a company that manages budgeting, accounting, predicting income, and creating profit and loss statements. So, budgeting and predicting sales are an important part of any business, meaning candidates with strong financial and analytical skills are always in demand. So, it's a pretty good field to be in. So, he was making a pretty good amount of money with these people. And as it says, what is the definition of a financier? A financier is someone who provides money for a particular undertaking. A financier is a person or organization who business is providing, investing, or lending money. Now, this here that is on my screen happened to me yesterday while I was trying to get the documents out of court, listener. It kept crashing. It was ridiculous. I was upset. It said, something didn't work. It said this usually happens when we are doing maintenance on our server or our server is overloaded. Usually things are fixed within a few minutes. So I would wait a couple of minutes and then I would go back and it was still nothing. And I would get the same message. Damn it. Gave it like another 15, 20 minutes. Went back. Oh, still nothing. I'm like, all right, I'm getting pissed off. I'm tired. I'm about to go to sleep. I said, I'll wait till tomorrow. So that's what happened there. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened with that, guys. That was funny. She said, that's not really what he did. His background was shady, and all of a sudden, he popped up with a bunch of money. No, well, actually, that's what he did. He worked with scientists and politicians, and I know he was also selling girls. So he was, pimping ain't easy. He definitely was pimping. That's without a shadow of a doubt. And he was also, stealing money like he did with Mr. Westner, right? Mr. Westner claimed that he stole money from him. Also, he had an issue with Smith Barney or Stanley. Oh, I forgot the name. But he had some issues with those people too. He got kicked out of a university too for lying. Remember that? About his degree, his education. Yeah, so it was about his education too, right? He was blackmailing the uber wealthy. Oh, I didn't know nothing about the Uber. What? What, he was blackmailing the Uber business? Or you mean like you're making a statement? Oh, wait, I forgot something. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to bring my ashtray over. Okay, so oh, you meant super wealthy. Yeah, he was black. He was blackmailing. I mean, allegedly, they said that he was blackmailing people with video content because he had cameras and rooms everywhere in his homes. You know, and allegedly he was, as you say, blackmailing people. Probably like, listen, if you don't give me $1 million, by next week, I'm gonna show this tape to the world of you sleeping with this young girl. Like, you go down, I go down. We all go down. That's crazy, right? You know. Shady business. Shady business. Right. Supposedly, allegedly, he was supposed to be. Right. This is what the conspiracy theorists and the rumor is out there that Mr. Westner was a lover to Mr. Epstein. Who knows, how true that is? You know what I mean? Like, one never knows, guys. One never knows. One never ever knows. Eh, One never knows. Okay. Um. Uh. Let me see something. Okay. All right. So these are the things that we know that are out there, right? So let's get into this paperwork. It started off. We've been chatting for a while. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Okay. All right, y'all. So here we have document 1320. And this was filed on January 3rd of 2024. And this is the first attachment to the documents. And it's a letter to the Honorable Loretta A. Preska. And she is the district court judge in the United States District Court of the Southern District of New York. Okay. And it's for the GIUFFRE versus Maxwell case number 15 CV 7433 LAP. And it states, Dear Judge Preska, pursuant to the court's December 18, 2023 unsealing order and following conferral with defendant, plaintiff files this set of documents ordered unsealed. The filing of these documents ordered unsealed will be done on a rolling basis until complete. So in other words, this is just the first portions of what they have released. There will be more as time goes on. So it says this filing also excludes documents pertaining to Doe's 105 and also with Doe 107 and Doe 110. And while the court's review of those documents is ongoing. So soon, we will see these other documents pertaining to these other Jane Does, number 105, 107, and 110. So these other three Jane Does, their files will be coming out. They will be coming out on a rolling basis until it is complete. All right. So they're still reviewing documents, still redacting what needs to be redacted, and unsealing what needs to be unsealed, what can be unsealed. Okay? Let's just put it like that. Okay. Now, this is the second document that came out, and this is 2 pages, and it's an exhibit. Okay. And, well, actually, it's just really 1 page. The other page was just the exhibit page. This here is actually a email that was sent from G. Max, as we know would be Miss Maxwell, okay? And she sent it out on January 10th of 2015 at 9 a.m. And she sent it to Philip Barden and Ross Gow. Miss Maxwell states in this email, she says, I am out of my depth to understanding defamation and other legal hazards and don't want to end up in a lawsuit aimed at me from anyone if I can help it. Apparently, even saying Virginia is a liar has hazard. I have never been in a suit, criminal or civil, and want it to stay that way. That was funny. She's like, I don't know. I don't know the depths of defamation. I'm not understanding what the hell this is. She's so full of shit. As smart as you are, lady, you went to a whole university and graduated. Girl, what you mean you don't know about defamation? Get the fuck out of here. Your father owned the whole newspaper. Okay? A whole newspaper company. And you don't know defamation? What the fuck? Guys, is she for real? Did she really say that? And then this other part where she's like, legal hazards and don't want to end up in a lawsuit aimed at me from anyone if I can help it. And then this part, apparently even saying Virginia is a liar has hazard. So calling Miss Virginia a liar gives you a lot of problems on top of the problems. So defamation by calling her a liar, she don't understand it. She's never been in a civil suit or a criminal suit. Then she continues to say, the U.S. lawyers for the Jane Does are filing additional discovery motions. Excuse me. And if I speak, I open myself to being parts of discovery, apparently. I am trying to stay out of litigation and not have to employ lawyers for years as I get lost in U.S. legal nightmare. I stand no legal risk currently on these old charges and civil suits against Jeffrey. We need to consult with U.S. lawyers on any statement I make and the complaints too. Perhaps we make a statement of the legal risk of saying anything for potential defamation or something that prevents a full and frank detailed rebuttal. Plus, the press not being the place for that. Regardless, Philip, please call Jeffrey's lawyer and see what you can understand from him and perhaps craft something in conjunction with him. Either way, I think you need to speak to him to understand my risk so you can help me understand it. Two maid cooks in the kitchen, and I can't make good decisions. Please reach out to him today. Plus, I have already suffered such a terrible and painful loss over the last few days that I can't even see what life after press hell even looks like. Statements that don't address all just lead to more questions. What is my relationship to Clinton? Andrew, on and on. Let's rest today. I need headspace. So she's speaking to this person like, please get rid of this lady. I don't know what to do. I'm standing in shit. I'm trying not to sink. You people need to help me. Mm-mm-mm. So now here we have a document that's about 10 pages long, and it is the plaintiff's motion to compel defendant to answer deposition questions filed under seal. So plaintiff Virginia GIUFFRE, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby files this motion to compel defendant to answer deposition questions. During her recent deposition, defendant refused to answer numerous deposition questions. During her recent deposition, defendant refused to answer numerous questions about allegedly the word adult sexual activity related to Jeffrey Epstein, because this activity is highly relevant to this case. Defendant should be ordered to answer questions about it. So, as the court is aware, this defamation case involves Ms. GIUFFRE's assertions that she and other females were recruited by defendant to be sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein under the guise of being massage therapists. Then it talks about the complaint. It says to see the complaint. And in the complaint, GIUFFRE described Maxwell's role as one of the main women who Epstein used to procure underage girls for sexual activities and a primary co-conspirator and participant in his sexual abuse and sex trafficking scheme. In response to these assertions, defendant has made the sweeping claim that Ms. GIUFFRE's assertions are entirely false and entirely untrue. Defendant has labeled her entire deposition transcript as confidential at this time. Counsel for the parties conferred at the deposition regarding answering questions. So she didn't want to answer any questions, so they're forcing her to answer these questions. That's why this motion is what it is. It's to compel her to answer these deposition questions. Hey, Moni Mom. What's up, lady? Okay, where were we? Okay, so yeah, we're here. Now it says, yet during her deposition, defendant refused to answer any questions that she construed as having something to do with consensual adult sex. So defense counsel supported that position that, frankly, that's none of your business, and I instruct the witness not to answer. See the declaration of Sigrid S. McCauley at Exhibit 1, transcript of Maxwell deposition, April 22nd of 2016 at 21. The result was that at a number of points throughout her deposition, defendant, as we know, Miss Maxwell, right, refused to answer questions about subjects integral to this lawsuit, including questions about what the alleged massage therapists were doing at Jeffrey Epstein's house and the sexual nature of those massages. So, for example, defendant refused to answer questions about whether she had given Jeffrey Epstein a massage. Now, here's the questions and the answers. Question: have you ever given Jeffrey Epstein a massage? Mr. Pagliuca, Pagaluca, sorry for chopping that word up. Mr. Pag, okay, we're just going to put it like that, says, object to the form, foundation, and I'm going to instruct you not to answer that question. I don't have any problem with you asking questions about what the subject matter of this lawsuit is, which would be, as you've termed it, sexual trafficking of Miss Roberts. To the extent you are asking for information relating to any consensual adult interaction between my client and Mr. Epstein, I'm going to instruct her not to answer because it's not part of this litigation and it is her private confidential information, not subject to this deposition. Then Mr. McCauley says, you can, now Mr. Cowley is Miss GIUFFRE's lawyer, and he says, you can instruct her not to answer. That is your right. But I will bring her back for another deposition because it is part of the subject matter of this litigation. So she should be answering these questions. This is civil litigation, deposition, and she should be responsible for answering these questions. So Mr. Paglucci says, I disagree, and you understand the bounds that I put on it. Miss McCauley says, Miss McCauley says, no, I don't. I will continue to ask my questions and you can continue to make your objections. So the question is, did you ever participate from the time period of 1992 to 2009? Did you ever participate in a massage with Jeffrey Epstein and another female? So this is what was asked. And then Maxwell's lawyer interjected again and said, objection. He tells his client, Miss Maxwell, do not answer that question. And then he says, again, to the extent you are asking for some sort of illegal activity as you've construed in connection with this case, I don't have any problem with you asking that question to the extent these questions involve consensual acts between adults. Frankly, they're none of your business, and I will instruct the witness not to answer. Now, Virginia's lawyer says this case involves sexual trafficking, sexual abuse, and questions about her having interactions with other females is relevant to this case. She needs to answer these questions. Then Maxwell's lawyer says, I'm instructing her not to answer. Virginia's lawyer says, then we will be back here again. Then it says, see Macaulay's declaration at Exhibit 2, trial of Maxwell deposition, April 22nd, 2016, at 1922. The emphasis is added that defendant's participation in massages with Epstein is a central part of this case. Ms. GIUFFRE has explained that during her first sexual encounter with Jeffrey Epstein, it was defendant who provided instruction on how to do it and how to turn the massage into a sexual event. Obviously, proof that defendant had previously massaged Epstein include massages with sexual component would provide important corroboration for Ms. GIUFFRE's testimony at trial, and proof that defendant was involved in massages will further help prove that statements to the press that Virginia's allegations were obvious lies. Was itself an obvious lie? As another example, defendant refused to answer questions about her knowledge that Joanna Sosberg was hired to work for Epstein and provide massages. In the police report, Joanna Sosberg admitted that Maxwell recruited her to work for Epstein. See Macaulay's declaration at Exhibit 3, GIUFFRE, that there's a police report indicated that Joanna was recruited by Maxwell. Yet during defendant's deposition, she refused to answer questions regarding Joanna. Question: do you know what task Joanna was hired to perform? She said she was tasked to answer telephones. Next question: did you ever ask her to rub Jeffrey's feet? The answer was, I believe that I have read that, but I don't have any memory of it. Question: did you ever tell Joanna that she would get extra money if she provided Jeffrey massages? Answer: I was always happy to give career advice to people, and I think that becoming somebody in the healthcare profession, either exercise instructor or nutritionist or professional massage therapist, is an excellent job opportunity. Hourly wages are around $7, $8, $9. And as a professional healthcare provider, you can earn somewhere between, as we have established, $100 to $200. And to be able to travel and have a job that pays, that is a wonderful job opportunity. So, in the context of advising people for opportunities for work, it is possible that I would have said that she should explore that as an option. Question: did you tell her she would get extra money if she massaged Jeffrey? Answer: I'm just saying I cannot recall the exact conversation. I give career advice, and I have done that. Question: did you ever have Joanna massage you? She said, I did. Question: how many times? She says, I don't recall how many times. Question: was there sex involved? She said, no. Question. Did you ever have sexual contact with Joanna? Then Miss Maxwell's lawyer says, object to the form and foundation. You need to give me an opportunity to get in between the questions. Anything that involves consensual sex on your part, I'm instructing you not to answer. Next question. Did you ever have sexual contact with Joanna? The lawyer says, again, she is an adult. Question. I'm asking you, did you ever have sexual contact with Joanna? She says, I've just been instructed not to answer. Then Virginia's lawyer says, on what basis? Miss Maxwell says, you have to ask my lawyer. And then it says to see McCowley's declaration at Exhibit 4 trial of Maxwell deposition. She's like, you have to, my lawyer gonna answer that one for you because I'm not. So Miss Maxwell was just getting, these people just get over, they just get over, man. You get a good lawyer and you can get over. It's all about what the lawyer can do with the evidence in front of him and how he can flip the narrative and change the perception of the minds and, present their case and their facts. And if you have a good lawyer who could persuade people to believe your story, you're a goddamn good lawyer. If you don't have a lot of evidence and you get your person off, you're a damn good lawyer. If a lot of the evidence points to that person, that defendant being guilty, and your lawyer gets you off, yeah, you're definitely a great lawyer. So now, here again, this information is critical to the case. Among other things, these questions are designed to show a modus operandi, right? A modus operandi, which is, as we know, right, the MO. For Epstein and Maxwell specifically, how they recruited for a non-sexual massage, then converted the massage into sexual activities. Now, one last illustration comes from the defendant's refusal to answer about her knowledge of Epstein's sexual interest during massages. Now, I forgot to do something very important. Trigger warning, guys, okay? Trigger warning. I should have done this a long time ago. I forgot about it. But just to let you know, things can get pretty heavy while we're reading these documents. And if you are not over the age of 18, you should not be here, because this channel is only for those that are over the age of 18. Okay? And if you are over the age of 18 and you get triggered by anything that I am reading in these documents and you can't handle it, just turn it off, walk away. I understand. Don't worry about it. For those who were willing to hang out with me and listen to this document, trigger warning, okay? All right. So the following video contains some disturbing content, okay, that may not be appropriate for some viewers. You have been warned, okay? Now, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to take a quick restroom break. I'll be back.
You are watching Diva Divine Light.
You can fuck with me if these red bottoms, these bloody shoes. Hit the scoop, I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm quick. Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance. Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. Just a party, I'm there, I can play. I be in and out the bank so much, I know they tired of me. Honest.
You are watching Diva Divine Light.
You can fuck with me if these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the scoop, I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm quick. Cut every nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make money move. Now I gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody move. Now she say, gon' do what or who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. Just a party, I'm there, I can play. I be in and out the bank so much, I know they tired of me. Honest.
Okay, guys, I'm back. All right. Okay. All right, so one last illustration comes from defendant's refusal to answer about her knowledge of Epstein's sexual interests during massages. Now, question. Does Jeffrey like to have his nipples pinched during sexual encounters? Miss Maxwell's lawyer interjects and say, objection to form and foundation. Miss Maxwell answers and says, I'm not referring to any advice on my counsel. I'm not talking about any adult sexual things when I was with him. Question. When Jeffrey would have a massage, would he request that the masseuse pinch his nipples while he was having a massage? She says, I'm not talking about anything with counsel. I'm not talking about anything with consensual adult situation. While Epstein himself might also provide answers to these questions, it appears likely that he will assert his Fifth Amendment privilege regarding his sexual activities. Accordingly, Ms. GIUFFRE must pursue questions of Maxwell to obtain information on this subject. Here again, information about Epstein's sexual idiosyncrasies, I can't even read that, will provide important corroboration to Ms. GIUFFRE's testimony that she had sexual interactions of an identical nature with Epstein. These refusals are not an isolated instance. Instead, similar refusals to answer questions occurred repeatedly throughout the deposition. And then it says to see the declaration at composite exhibits. Then it says the court should compel defendant to answer these questions in addition to specific points made above. The big picture here reveals how vital such discovery is. At the core of Ms. GIUFFRE's allegations is the allegation that defendant lured her into a sexual situation with the offer of a job making money as a massage therapist. To turn massages into sex. That was his modus of operandi and plan all along. And that Maxwell recruited other females for an ostensibly proper position. such as therapeutic masseuses, with knowledge that the intent was for that person would be pressured to provide sexual gratification to Epstein. As a result, Epstein's use of massages for sexual purposes is a central part of this case. And defendant's role in those massages and knowledge of the purpose of those massages is a critical piece of evidence, showing her state of mind when she attacked Miss Giuffre's assertions as entirely untrue. So Miss Giuffre intends to prove at trial that defendant knew full well the sexual purpose for which she was recruiting females, including underage females like Miss Giuffre. Miss Giuffre is entitled to explore defendant's knowledge of these sexual activities that took place under the guise of massages. Otherwise, defendant will be able to portray to the jury an accurate picture of that what was happening at Epstein's house, what nothing more than run of the mill massage therapy. So at 51, the question was, did the pay for massage therapists vary on what sexual acts they performed? The answer was no. It varied depending on how much time. Some massage therapists charged more and some charged less. So defendants' refusal to answer questions about alleged adult consensual sex also blocks Ms. Giuffre from seeking legitimate discovery in this case. By refusing to answer questions about her and Epstein's sexual activities with alleged adults, defendant is essentially given the ability to refuse to answer any sexual question she does not wish to answer. Defendant simply has to deem the question as involving consensual adult sex, and no need be given. The result is to leave Ms. Giuffre with no way of exploring the identity of these alleged adults, the ages of these alleged adults, and indeed whether they were adults at all. This allows defendant to claim that she is unaware of any sexual activity involving underage females because she claims the only sexual activity she was aware involved adults. So the court should compel Ms. Maxwell to answer all questions about her knowledge relating to sexual activities with Epstein and other females while at Epstein's various homes. Okay, so then it cites a case law under the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure 37A 3BI. It says that under the federal rules, when a party refuses to answer a question during a deposition, the questioning party may subsequently move to compel disclosure of the testimony that is sought. The court must determine the propriety of the deponent's objection to answering the questions and can order the deponent to provide improperly withheld answers during a continued deposition. So, of course, the party objecting to discovery must carry the burden of proving the validity of its objections. So, particularly in light of the broad and liberal construction afforded the federal discovery rules, John Wiley and Sons Inc. versus Book. Okay, that's another case law that states that for purposes of a deposition, the information sought need not be admissible at the trial if the discovery appears reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. So, in other words, all the things that she's saying that she's asking her the questions to answer to. She's not answering, but if she answered them the right way, that would give the prosecutors a window and a way to open up certain doors to admit certain discovery. So without her answering certain questions the right way, it would be a problem for them to try to get to certain discovery. So they're trying to add to more discovery by certain testimonies, accounts, actions, and stuff like that. Hey, Ty, what's up, baby? So it says defendant cannot carry her burden of showing that the questions asked are not reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. As I just said, so the defendant, she cannot carry her burden of proof of showing that the questions asked are not reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. So this is a case in which sexual activities lie at the heart of the issues in dispute. As a result, it is hardly surprising to find that discovery pertains to alleged adult sexual activities, and questions about such subjects are entirely proper. And then it cites case law about it. And in this case, it talks about in defamation cases, the plaintiff is hereby ordered to answer questions regarding his sexual relationships insofar as they are relevant to a defense of substantial truth, mitigation of damages, or impeachment of plaintiff. Then it cites another case law, and in this case law, it says that while discovery is not unlimited and may not unnecessarily intrude into private matters, in the instant case inquiry into private matters is clearly relevant to the subject matter of the suit. So accordingly, plaintiff Missy Weber shall respond to defendant's interrogatories concerning her sexual partners. So in this case, that they're talking about, this person had to wind up disclosing her private sexual matters because it pertained to the case. So she needed to answer those questions, the same thing as Miss Maxwell. She needed to answer these questions as it pertained to the case. It's a sexual trafficking case. It's a sexual abuse lawsuit. So she needed to answer those questions according to law. Now, generally speaking, instructions from attorneys to their clients not to answer questions at a deposition should be limited to issues regarding privilege. And then they're going to cite another case law about this, limited to issuing regarding privileges. And in this case law, this was in the Southern District of New York of 2001. According to the federal rules of depositions, I gather. In this case, defense counsel ranged far beyond the normal perimeters of objections and sought to decide for himself what issues were relevant. Now, that was improper, and the court should order a resumption of the defendant's deposition so that she can answer questions about her knowledge of sexual activity relating to Jeffrey. And in conclusion, defendant should be ordered to sit for a follow-up deposition and directed to answer questions regarding her knowledge of alleged adult sexual activity. Now, this document was put in May 5th of 2016. Okay. All right. All right. So this here is 2 of 6 pages. And this is the confidential videotaped deposition of Ghislaine Maxwell, taken pursuant to subpoena, was held at the law offices of Boyce, Schuyler, and Flexner, 575 Lexington in New York, New York. It was commencing April 22nd, 2016 at 9:04 a.m. on the above date before Leslie Fagan, a court reporter and notary public in the state of New York. Magna Legal Services. Okay. So the appearances here are for the plaintiff, Boyles, Schuyler, and Flexner are the attorneys for the plaintiff. Farmer, Jaffe, Westning, Edwards, Festos, and Learman are also the attorneys for the plaintiff. Paul Cassell, Esquire, attorney for the plaintiff. Haddon Morgan Freeman, attorneys for defendant, which would be Jeffrey Pagalucci and Laura Menninger. Also present is James Christie, who was the videographer. Okay. Now, the answer, they're going to start off, they took out a portion of the transcript and they're going to start off with this, right? As this is one part. So they're going to start off with the questions, page 60. They're going to start off with the questions like this. So the answer is, for some reason, the first part of the question is not here. But the answer to that question was, she was taxed to answer telephones. Okay, so this is the actual transcript. We kind of like went through it a little bit just now of what I just read when they had asked of questions that she was supposed to answer. But now I guess they're trying to have her answer it. Or this was the actual deposition of the first answers they asked, right? Yeah, okay. So what we had just read right now, this is more or less the transcript for it. We pretty much read that. I'm not going to read it again. We just read this. Yeah. Okay, so here the question was, on what basis? She says, you have to ask my lawyer. The next question says, did you ever have sexual contact with Joanna that was not consensual on Joanna's part? The lawyer says, you can answer. And then Miss Maxwell says, non-consensual. I mean, Mr. Pagaluca says to her, you can answer non-consensual. He's telling her what to say. And then she says, I've never had non-consensual sex with anybody. And then the prosecutor says, question, not Annie Farmer? And then Mr. Palucci, the lawyer, says, objection. The answer comes out, I just testified I never had non-consensual sex with anybody ever, at any time, at any place, at any time, with anybody. Okay, so, rest of the deposition. Right, we know the players. Now I'm asking if they performed sexual acts. Now, Maxwell's lawyer says, object to the form and foundation. Then Virginia's lawyer says, did any of the massage therapists who were at the home perform oral acts for Jeffrey Epstein? The answer was, I don't know what you mean by sexual acts. That's like, that line right there is funny as hell, because that shit makes me think about R. Kelly and that interview he did with Torre. And when he's asked, because she asked, the prosecutor asked, did any of the massage therapists who were at the home perform sexual acts for Jeffrey Epstein? And she says, I don't know what you mean by sexual acts. That's, like I said, R. Kelly doing that interview with Torre. And he asks him, do you like teenage girls? And R. Kelly says, by teenage girls, what do you mean? 18, 19? Yeah, sure. I have some 19-year-old friends. R. Kelly said the same thing. That's crazy. Mm, mm, mm. Then the prosecutor says, did any of the massage therapists who were working at the home perform sexual acts, including touching the breast, touching the vagina area, being touched while Jeffrey is masturbating, having intercourse, any of those things? Her lawyer says, objection, form and foundation. To the extent any of this is asking for, to your knowledge, any consensual sex act that may or may not have involved you, I'm instructing you not to answer the question. Then the prosecutor says, I'm not asking about consensual sex acts. I'm asking whether any of the massage therapists performed sexual acts for Mr. Epstein, as I have just described. The answer was, I have never seen anybody have sexual intercourse with Jeffrey, ever. The question is now, I'm not asking about sexual intercourse. I'm asking about any sexual acts touching of the breast. Did you ever see? Can you read back the question? Now, the answer was, I'm not addressing any questions about consensual adult sex. If you want to talk about what the subject matter is, which is defamation and lying, Virginia Roberts, that you and Virginia Roberts are participating in perpetrating her lies. I'm happy to address those. I never saw any inappropriate underage activities with Jeffrey ever. Question. I'm not asking about underage. I'm asking about whether any of the masseuses that were at the home performed sexual acts for Jeffrey Epstein. Answer. I have just answered the question. Prosecutor says, no, you haven't. She says, I have. The prosecutor says, no, you haven't. She says, yes, I have. They say, you are refusing to answer the question. Then she says, let's move on. The prosecutor's like, I'm in charge of the deposition. I say when we move on and when we don't. You are here to respond to my questions. If you are refusing to answer, the court will bring you back for another deposition to answer these questions. Do you understand that? The lawyer says, you don't need to threaten the witness. Miss Crowley says, I'm not threatening her. I'm making sure the record is clear. Mr. Pag says, certainly, can you apply to have someone come back and the court may or may not have her come back again? Again, she is not answering questions that relate to adult content. To adult consent. All right. Sex acts, period. And that's the instruction, and we can take it up with the court. Question. Miss Maxwell, are you aware of any sexual acts with masseuses and Jeffrey Epstein that were non-consensual? She answered no. The question now is, how do you know that? Then the answer, Maxwell answered, all the time that I have been in the house, I have never seen, heard, nor witnessed, nor have reported to me that any activities took place, that people were in distress, either reported to me by the staff or anyone else. I base my answer based on that. Question. Are you familiar with a person by the name of Annie Farmer? She says, I am. Prosecutor says, has Annie Farmer given a statement to police about you performing sexual acts on her? Oh, wow. He had Virginia and Annie have sex together? Oh, Lord. No wonder why they have a special closeness, because they were abused at the same time. Are you familiar with a person by the name of Annie Farmer? She says, I am. Has Annie Farmer given a statement to police about you performing sexual acts on her? She says, I have not heard that. Has Annie Farmer given a statement to police about Jeffrey Epstein performing? Did you have sex with her? Mr. Paluche, or whatever his name is, says, this is the same instruction about consensual or non-consensual. Was Emma under the age of 18 when you hired her? She says, no, I didn't hire her, as I said. Jeffrey did. Did Emma ever have sex with Jeffrey? Ms. Pog says, objection to the form and foundation. How would I know what somebody else did? Question, you weren't involved in the sex between Jeffrey, Emma, and yourself. She said, we already, then the question was, were you involved with sex between Jeffrey, Emma, and yourself? And her lawyer says, everyone is talking over each other. You heard the question. Again, you know what the instruction is, if there is any. All right. Give me a second, guys. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end this live. I'm going to leave it right here on this page. And we will continue with part 2 tomorrow. When I get a chance, I will be back for you guys. I'm going to okay, I'm going to leave it here. So you can remember it's this page. I'm going to bookmark it. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I will see y'all tomorrow. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, all right? Remember, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell. Make sure you put it on all so that you get all my uploads as I upload them, okay? And you will get the notification, and it will let you know when I'm live. For those who want to leave a comment in the comments section of the video, please do. All your comments are welcome. Let me know what you think about this document so far. And your girl, Diva Divine Light, is out. Peace.
You are watching Diva Divine Light.
You can fuck with me if these red bottoms, these bloody shoes. Hit the scoop, I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm quick. Cut a little nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make money move. Now I gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody move. Now she say, gon' do what a hoop. Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. Just a party, I'm there.